Podcast Reborn is a mature podcast that can and will contain some spoilers for portions of Final Fantasy XIV. You have been warned. Enjoy the show. From the many realms of Aetheris to the distant reaches of the 13th via the magic of podcasting, this is episode 25 of A Podcast Reborn, a show celebrating our journey in the past, present, and possible future of Final Fantasy XIV. This episode is being recorded on Sunday, November 6th of 2022. My name is Brian Black, otherwise known as Ro, and with me, as usual, is Chaos Gremlin, Resident Cat Bed, and Blood Sacrifice to Her Royal Highness Butterscotch the Cat. Hi, Megan.
Hi. I've had quite a week. My blood sacrifice was greater than usual this week. I will do feel that.
Like buckets this time?
Oh my god, it's actual flesh this time.
Whew. A pound of flesh?
Got pretty close.
Like a knuckle flesh.
And that other voice you hear, filling in for Brandon, who last was seen buried underneath a mountain of photo prints at a Colorado Walgreens, is Megan's other half, Ward. Hi, Ward.
Howdy. So I'm here as the resident cat dad.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't bring the cat, like the dad jokes. I can't bring the cat dad. So
I mean, at least that's half of it. Now, I was really trying to think of a decent dad joke to kind of fill in for Brandon here. The only thing I could think of was, just talking about who our favorite primals are. Personally, I like Shiva. She's pretty cool. Ifrit's pretty hot, and Rama's just stunning, but Garuda, she just blows.
Oh, that's true.
Garuda's got... Okay, I'm gonna make it weird.
She's got a face.
You always make it weird. Go ahead. Please make it weird.
Got them boobies.
That's true.
And the thighs. She's like a sexy chicken. It's very strange.
The feet, though.
She doesn't. She don't got good feet. That was their concession. They were like, we've shown them enough sexy feet. No more sexy feet.
Does Tsukiyomi have good feet?
Yeah,
I've never looked.
Ooh.
Yeah, man. All the female humanoid bosses almost always have bare feet, and they're almost always floating, so their feet are like right in your face. Which is why it was so funny when we were fighting Hegemony, and she had like boots on, and I was like, "Oh, they covered her feet. They're on to us."
I mean, like when you think of female bosses, Tsukiyomi has big step on me energy.
That's true.
Yep.
I figured she'd have to have good feet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was the one with the most ridiculous feet, though. Oh god, which one is she? She's got the tentacle hair, you have to get under it. Or
it's not Echidna, is it?
Is it Echidna? She floats around, but she's bent forward.
Is that Void Arc boss?
I think so. Yeah,
that's Echidna. Yeah,
she has ridiculous feet. If you go, her feet look like they were drawn by a fetish artist. They're pink and they're shiny, and they're just they're lifted up higher than the feet usually are because she's bent forward with her butt in the air.
I think you're confusing the two because Echidna does sit there with her butt in the air.
Oh no, that's the face down ass
one.
Up boss. No, I'm thinking of the one where it's a full human woman, but she has long tendril hair.
Yeah, it's Weeping City.
Yeah, and you gotta. It's the hair comes out of the ground and it either wiggles or it spins, and you have to get under it or get away from it. And she does half the arena with her hair at certain points.
Yeah, and there's the bijou that she drinks.
Yeah. I don't remember what boss. I only remember her fucking feet.
And this is what people listen to this podcast.
Yeah. So there's that one, and then there's Echidna, who is literally the face down, ass up boss, who's literally just a pair of butt cheeks in the air, and then her head is underneath it.
The worst part is that they split off. Yeah, the left and the right butt cheeks split, and then they fight you separately.
We're fighting her butt cheeks separately. Yeah, that's if only she had a special attack that was clapping.
Okay, so the funny thing is, I never really thought about Echidna's positioning until just now. So I have, for science, pulled an image up of Echidna on Google here, and I'm looking at this, and I'm like, is there a woman even there?
Is it just an ass?
Well, no, it's like mostly demon, spidery, leggy kind of thing. I mean, like, I see what you're going for as far as like the head down, ass up thing, but it's like that's not the first thing I notice about this boss.
Well, I swear to God, when you walk into the throne room or whatever, and you see her for the first time, she's like crouched with her butt perched directly up into the sky.
It's also not stationary. It's undulating back and forth.
Oh yeah. See, that's the position she usually takes. I just like draw an image, and it's just like 2 round butt cheeks up in the sky.
Okay, your point's made.
I will say though, I'm glad that they're going the other way. So there's a lot more bosses with nice juicy thighs. There's a Barbarica, and then oh god, it's like the first boss in Agalia. What's his name?
Oh. Bragat?
Bragat, yes.
Oh, yes.
Those thighs.
He's literally got thunder thighs.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man. Thunder thighs. That's great.
So we're getting the full range now. It's good.
Does Yima have shoes on?
I mean, that's a... Megan, I would say that is a burning question.
I'm Googling.
Oh, man.
Yima.
Thank you for bringing that one up. Yeah.
Yeah, she's got full boots. She's got full armored boots on. She knows what's up. She's not gonna let us. She's gonna make us pay for feet pics.
You gotta subscribe to her OnlyFans or something.
Oh, with the fans. Oh.
This is what happens when Brandon's not here to be like, no.
Absolute chaos, mass hysteria. All right. So yeah, this is kind of an odd couple of weeks, right? Because there's not anything really big going on. I mean, patch 6.28 dropped, so there's a new PvP season. So I guess I gotta toss it at you, Megan. Have you been PvPing in this new season?
Not that much. Because I haven't really been playing much at all because I guess now is a good time to go into my injury story this week because I have a new one every freaking week. But
it's the injury story of the week.
Oh man!
So Butterscotch, my beloved child, my sweet baby bean, my horrible goblin child, she likes to sleep on top of me. I let her sleep on me like every night. And it's been cold lately, so she extra wants to sleep on me. And she does this thing where she, like, meows and, like, reaches out and grabs my hand and pulls it in and, like, licks it a bunch and then falls asleep on it. So that is extremely cute, and I'm not going to be like, no, you can't do that. So I let her do that. But the problem is Butterscotch occasionally has nightmares wherein she starts twitching and, like, kicking and, like, meowing in her sleep. And if anything wakes her up when that happens, she freaks out, like she's still in her dream. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, she was sleeping on my hand, and I fell asleep, and so she started twitching, and so I wiggled my hand, and she freaking bit my hand, like, really hard in the middle of the night. So
from the dead of sleep, yeah.
Ward gets to wake up to me screaming, and Butterscotch hissing, and, like, blood everywhere, and we're all freaking out.
No one's happy.
Nobody's happy. It was not fun. So she bit me literally on my middle finger on my right hand, which is which is right where my pencil rests while I draw. So I have not been able to do any drawing.
Or the finger you used to right click.
Or the finger I used to right click. That's the other problem is I have not been playing very much because it literally starts aching if I'm right clicking too much. And I use right click constantly to play Final Fantasy. So fuck.
Yeah, turn the camera and whatnot.
So I've been playing a lot of RimWorld, which if you know anything about RimWorld, that's a uh-oh. I got the new Make It Babies expansion, which is not actually what it's called. It's called Biotech, but it does the big thing that it allows you to do is to have your pawns actually make baby. I used to have to mod for that, but no longer.
So now you have another game to just dump 10, 12 hours at a time?
Oh my god. Have you ever played RimWorld, bro?
I can't say I've had the pleasure, no.
It's basically they call it a storytelling game, but I don't really think so. It's more like a colony building game, but you have all these little individual pawns, and they each have like their own personalities and their likes and dislikes and stuff. But the big meme about it is that you can literally like commit war crimes and do cannibalism and organ harvest and all this crazy shit. I actually know I'm not into the war crimes personally. I'm more into the like I want to make a happy village of people, but it's like science fiction. You can body mod people, you can give them cybernetics, and now you can genetically modify them. That's what the biotech is about. But
and turn them into cat people.
Yeah, and turn them into cat people. I have a whole specially made biotech race of cat people. But
you're big into the Sims stuff. I think you've talked about playing the Sims before. There's this. Oh, yeah. I think one time you talked about playing a sim game with a whole bunch of beavers.
Oh yeah, Timberborn. I haven't played that for a while.
Oh man,
that one's fun. That one's very focused on like almost the RTS colony bit. Like you don't really get to know the beavers personally. It's more like keep this colony of beavers alive by managing the resources and getting them to procreate. Also part of it, but yeah. Timberborn is just a lot of fun because it's literally like the resources like wood, and like a lot of it is about like damming rivers and like making electricity with like water wheels and stuff. It's very cute.
It still surprised me so much that you love resource management games, but you just haven't put the time into developing your island until it becomes a resource management game.
I'm sorry, no, I haven't opened my island yet. I was gonna do it this week, and then I was
That's true. It's a lot of right clicking.
I was.
That would be a lot of right clicking. Yeah. I mean, there's always you could always become one of us and get a gamepad.
Oh my gosh, maybe play with my thumbs. Well, I should get back into. I should finish up. Fucking, what is it? My Sad Boy Simulator.
Sad Boy Simulator.
Child War Crimes.
Yeah, my child soldier simulator.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Fire Emblem. I've gotten pretty far in it. I haven't finished it yet. I've gotten to the point where my fucking hobo prince is being a normal person again, which is nice. But, I'm still a bit concerned for him. He's literally a murder hobo. Like, spoilers, I guess.
Well, it's only spoilers for one of the 3 routes.
That's true.
So there's 3, or no, 4? Wait, with the DLC, I think there's 5.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, there's a lot of story to see.
Do we have the DLC? I don't think we do.
I didn't buy it yet.
Yeah, because I still have to... I haven't even done the Schmatzi route. Right now I'm doing the Divine Right of Kings route.
Oh,
which is like, what's better? Schmatzi's monarchy.
Yeah.
It's technically better. Supposedly, but only because Dimitri is supposedly a good guy who's going to be a good king. Ignore all the murder hoboing he's been doing. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah.
Ward, it has been a little bit since you've been on. What have you been up to? Do you have your hands intact? Have you been playing 14?
I have been. Let's see. So my story is a bit long, so I'll try to compress it. So I think it was somewhere near the end of last week.
Oh, God. That's right.
Yeah. So somewhere near the end of last week, my computer started blue screening. And so what I ended up having to do is
we were in an ass together.
Yeah.
You were both working on ass. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. This was before my hand got bit.
I've been really into that, by the way.
And so we go in as a team, and then all of a sudden, Ward's like, my computer just blue screened. And I'm like, what? I was sitting in the middle of
let me just come back in, and then blue screen again.
Yeah.
And then again. And so I spent that weekend troubleshooting and figuring out, I think it was a bad SSD. So I swapped it out. And this is my public service announcement to everyone. Back up your data. Back up your settings. It's so easy to back up your settings. You just go in, make sure that all the settings are uploaded to the server, so that way you can download everything again, and it's not a problem whenever there's like a reinstall. So I realized I hadn't backed up any of my settings since partway through Shadowbringers.
Oh.
So I didn't have Sage on my bar. I didn't have Reaper on my bar. Thankfully, a lot of things didn't change for like the crafters, but like all my gear sets were gone.
Mm-hmm.
And then hilariously, it's like I switched over to Gruen. And I'm like, did anything change? I think, okay, I have to change out one button for another button, and I'm good. There we go.
I remember you changed it to some class and being like, all my spells are gone. And
I changed to Gruen. I'm like, oh yeah, this is the same. This is the same. It's one of the reasons why
Imagine being a summoner and having that happen to you.
Oof.
Yeah, I looked at that once and I'm like, no. Yeah, that was really bad because I realized also since I had been since I backed everything up, I had like created new characters and like set up a bunch of new characters that were never backed up at all. And so there's a lot of stuff I just have to recreate from scratch. And so
Oof.
that was a bit of a painful experience for the past few days. But that is, yes, my public service announcement is make sure everyone is to back up your settings.
Literally,
it's very easy. When you're on the login screen, you just back it up to the server.
On the login screen, there's a little gear next to your name. Click on that and say backup settings. That's all you got to do.
It's uploaded to the server. It's not like a file that gets saved somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So it's on the server, so you don't have to worry about that again.
Nice.
Yes. And
so simple, so easy to forget to do.
Yeah. And I hadn't touched it in forever. And of course, hilariously, I also realized that like somewhere in the back of my computer, in the bowels of my computer that I hadn't touched in clearly 3 years, was another backup drive with another copy of Final Fantasy XIV already installed on it. So I'm like, oh, well, I guess I just had to plug this in and run the updater, which took 3 hours, but it worked. I've been going strong.
Yeah.
So I had a chance to do some PvP, to finish up my island, to only just start the tribal quest. I have to make sure I get that right. It's no longer Beast Tribe. You can't call them Beast Tribes anymore.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they are little robot men.
Well, it's robots, and then
What's the other
there's
one?
like the other things, and then there's the guys who are not. You don't know if they're beasts or not because they put the helmets on all the time.
Oh, the little seal guys?
The dwarves?
Yeah. And then there's the global citizens and the freedom and whatnots.
They're from the Dead End dungeons.
They're all the races that perished in the Dead Ends.
Yeah. They're really, I've seen screenshots and I've seen fan art of the little like diving bell guys when they take their little faceplate off.
They're Grebuloths are what they're called.
They're little like chubby seals.
I know. I'm so far behind on that because
they're absolutely adorable. I am not. You're free to spoil those quests because I am not going to do them because I do not gather.
I will spoil them for you eventually, but I'm really far behind on all of this.
I have fishing up to 71 on my main character.
So you got like 10 more.
So I might at some point, but I'm really just like, look, it's just like random cuteness. I'm fine with whatever. It's literally like Cafe AU.
I know, but it's great though. I love it. I love like in the first introductory quest, it drew my connection to the Warrior of Light even more because he also hates working retail.
Truly, and then this is the dead end.
Oh, and then they just have to dig into it even more. It's like, oh, and it's not technically retail; it's food service.
Oh, even better.
Oh God.
I've seen like Loporets complaining about their food orders. Do you have to deal with like Karen Way?
I mean that there are some customers who aren't necessarily happy with the kind of food they're eating, and you have to find something that's more appealing to them.
That sounds a lot like oh gosh, in New Leaf you used to be able to do that in Animal Crossing. They like had specific coffee orders to bring your animals. They didn't do that in the new one. Now Brewster's just in the museum.
Well, it's nowhere near that in depth. It's not like it's on a timer or anything like that. It's basically fetch quests. It's a customer says, this doesn't make me feel happy about life. This salad depresses me. I need a better salad.
Oh, man. Well, it's like when you're in a whole realm that's all controlled by emotion.
True.
Yeah. You don't want people being mad.
I have seen screenshots of the little chubby seals going, soup, soup, soup. So.
Oh yeah, but that's been me. It's a little bit of PvP, a lot of the ass.
A lot of ass.
It's been very good, very good.
Yeah.
I still haven't completed all of the different routes, but some of them are really good head scratchers. I did have to look up a guide, but even with the guide, it's still a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of regretting looking at a guide because, I mean, there are hints and clues for each of the routes that give you hints and clues for unlocking some of the other paths. So the next time they come out with a variant dungeon, I'm going to try to do my best to avoid a guide at all costs and see if I can just figure out all the routes with what they give you in the game.
The thing is that a lot of routes are like, you have to screw up what you're supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, is like, the first couple of routes, you don't know what you're doing, and so you're like fumbling your way through, and that still gives you like a path. And so like the more you learn, even when you like quote the mistakes, then once you do it like correctly, then that gives you the new alternate paths, which is why it's like 12 different options. There's a bunch of different ones where it's like you screw it up all the time, and this is the path.
But I mean, like doing one path, you may find if you look at like there may be a hint in one of the paths that gives you some information on how to activate another path. Is
Exactly.
what I mean.
Yeah, they're really great with the environmental storytelling. It's like, even though I know what the correct answer is, it's like seeing what the hints are as you go down through the routes is really cool. The last one though, there's so much you have to do for it. I don't know how all that is being taught to you.
That's the thing. Like, I would say try for as many as you can get, but I think you will definitely hit a point where you're like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Because there are some that are like, do this, do that, do this, kill these mobs in this particular order. It's like, what?
Well, yeah, but I mean, they did hint that. That is hinted. So there is some stuff like all over the place.
I would not get that. I'm too dumb.
I know.
I would be like, I killed the things. Why isn't it going?
Yeah, some of it is really good, and it's like, okay, this will be minor spoilers. Like, one of the routes, you have to choose like 2 correct options out of 4, and it's like one of the routes you take will give you one hint, and the other route will give the other hint. Mm-hmm. So it's like you have to take both routes to figure out what the actual solution is.
Or you'll just guess it right on your first try, like we did.
We're just huge nerds, though.
It's true. Well, you want to know how we did it? Want to know what a fucking huge nerd I am? Was that we were at the vendor, and I was looking at the Sildine earring just to see what it looked like, and then we got to the scales, and it's like put the 2 symbols of Sildine. I'm like, wait, and I like go back and try on the earring again and zoom in, and I'm like, yeah, it's the fruit in the helmet. I can see it.
Yeah.
That's how we solved that one.
Spoilers,
that is pretty great. Does the earring do anything, or is it just cosmetic?
There's a ton of cosmetics. I love the cosmetics.
Yeah, the cosmetics are really nice.
I still haven't gotten the full trench coat of that.
Yeah.
It would be interesting if, like, wearing the earring while you're in the variant or doing ASS, like, triggered some sort of other thing, you know?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm like,
would be cool.
I'm both for and against having like the special gear, because like I know that they did that well in Eureka, and then they did it in Boja as well.
Well, also Palace of the Dead, like you have a special weapon that works in there, and then you can trade it in for an actual weapon. That's pretty cool.
Well, it doesn't get any actual like extra benefits while you're doing it. Well, it's like,
yeah, but like you got to build it. It does better damage the more energy you build up.
I know, but it's like you're building up energy while you're doing it. So it's like that would be the equivalent of like, I don't know, like the elemental level in Eureka, but you don't have to like go out and like, you know, wear this specific one drop off of this extra boss that can only drop 5% of the time to give you 2% more damage. Because I know that there's a ton of that stuff.
How's Eureka going, bro? Did you get your cards yet?
Eureka was done a bit ago. Bajja was done a week ago. So as far as cards go, there are 5 cards remaining until I get Flying Toast. I now have my own personal Duty Finder queue.
Nice.
It's called the Toast queue, and the Toast Roulette, as I can call it, you can choose up to 5 things in Duty Finder, so I've chosen all 5 things that lead to the card. That is the Retha Snakes, Castrum Marinara, whatever you want to call it. Castrum Marinara sounds tastier. So Emerald Weapon, the Cloud Deck, which is Diamond Weapon, Eden's Promise Eternity, which is Eden's Promise card, and Pugglethon, which is Lunar Bahamut. I put all 5 of those things in Duty Finder, hit search, and usually get something within 6 to 7 minutes, and 9 times out of 10, it's Castrum Marinara. So I fought Emerald Weapon a lot. Now, some people may be like, well, Brian, why don't you just go into those Party Finder groups that are doing Emerald Extreme and Diamond Extreme for Gwibs? And I'm like, because I suck at Diamond Weapon to begin with. Diamond Weapon Extreme would murder me. Now, Emerald Extreme, if I see an Emerald Extreme group, I'll do that because I've figured out the whole stupid bit with the orbs and everything. And I can probably do that unsync just fine, but I haven't seen too many of those lately.
It's been so long since I've done any of those.
I did Diamond at level a lot, but I never really did Emerald.
Diamond Extreme?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I have the oh god, I did it a lot as Summoner and as Dancer. And I remember Diamond Extreme so much because this was before you could shrink your summons. Yeah. And so I would summon Giant Fuck Off Bahamut on these little, on the platforms, and his wings would practically cover the whole thing. Oh. And then I would constantly, whenever I would lose track of whatever Lalafels were in our group, and I would be like, oh god, they fell off. They've gone. They've been flung. Because I'm also the Reser, and I don't see them anywhere. And it takes a minute after someone dies for their corpse to come back up. So I'm like, oh, they must have flew off. I better look around for them. And then they just come popping out from under my Bahamut.
Like the super, super tiny safe spots. And it's like you can't really see what the platform is if the Bahamut's covering it.
Oh, yeah. That was a problem. Oh yeah, I think that was when I first leveled Red Mage because it was becoming a problem. Also, when you're Red Mage and you could do infinite reses, I ended up saving a lot of runs that way.
Oh yeah,
but I've been thinking about leveling Red Mage on my main, but I have.
There's got to be some of those cards you can buy with MGP because I could have sworn I just bought a Lunar Bahamut with MGP.
Nope, you cannot buy Lunar Bahamut with MGP. You gotta do Pugglethon for that. Yeah. But yeah, it's just 5 cards left, and I don't know how long it'll take for me to get those 5. It's going to take a minute because I've done Retha Snakes now about 40 times and not seen the card drop. I have done Eden's Promise Eternity. I'm actually looking at notes here. One sec. I've done Eden's Promise Eternity 28 times and have not seen the card drop. And then there's
Snakes, Shinryu,
Seiryu.
Seiryu, that's it.
Yeah, it's the one where you have the water at the end and all the snakes are rushing in and all that.
Super jazzy.
Yeah, I did that one a bunch. Yeah. I actually got the doggo off of that when I was
nice. You got it on your first run. I got so mad.
I did. And what's great about the doggo is that he plays the jazzy music.
Oh, yeah.
I really enjoyed those primal fights, or what are they? Trials.
Yeah,
all of the Stormblood.
The Four Lords. Yeah.
Yeah, what are they called?
The Four Lords.
It is the Warlords.
Is it just War? What?
It's called the Four Lords. Yep.
Oh, sorry. I thought they had a special title-y thing. I just remember doing the quest with Tataru. That was a lot of fun. Like Tataru and a turtle man.
Oh yes, there is another
And it was literally we have too much anxious energy. Please come beat it out of us. We've gotten too aggressive. Please take out our aggression. We're like, okay.
Yeah. Other things I've been up to in game, a lot of casino RP. So for people who may know, the name of my casino is the Crimson Casino. Well,
did you change it?
I did, because here's the thing: one of the people who helps out in the casino, and I've mentioned her a couple of times before, Zim. In some of her RP escapades, she got accidentally cursed by some magic shenanigans, and in the RP that she does, they do like some of the RPing that she does, they actually do like dice rolls to determine some things, and just by sheer fucking luck, dice rolls made it so that she would get ill at the sight of seeing anything that was the color red. Now, for someone whose main motif is wearing red and have a casino that is completely decked out in red, this was not a good thing. Yeah. But my character was such a big friend and supporter of this character that it's like, okay, fine. I'm going to get rid of all my red clothing for now, and I'm just going to wear blue, and I'm going to redo the whole fucking casino in blue. So right now, the Crimson Casino is the Sapphire Sevens Casino.
Nice.
Like, if you go to my website, I've even changed the theme of the website from red to blue. Like, I went all out. In the matter of 2 hours, I changed the whole color scheme from red to blue. I wear blue attire and stuff. Funny enough is the character no longer has that curse on her, so she can see red just fine. But we're going to keep it blue for the rest of the month just as a gimmicky thing. But that was kind of hilarious. Also, props to Zim. Props to her for perhaps being the most hardcore Fantasia user I have ever known in Final Fantasy XIV. And this is, get ready for this, because this may stun some of you. I've heard of people who use Fantasia once a day, maybe even twice in the same day. And, to change from Catgirl to Lalafell to Rogadin, whatever, what have you, whatever floats your boat. But never, until today, have I heard of a Lalafell who used Fantasia and changed herself from a female Lalafell to a female Lalafell. And you're probably wondering, what the fuck? And I was like, wait, I'm getting there. Do you know why Zim used a Fantasia to change from a female Lalafell to a female Lalafell?
I'm going to guess either she wanted to change tribe or she wanted to change her eye color.
She changed her patron deity.
See, I still thought it would be at least a little bit cosmetic.
Man, amazing. That is amazing.
So for not even a cosmetic reason, just because she wanted to change from Nalthal to Nymeria, I have to give this player absolute props for being hardcore RP to the bitter end, using Fantasia in a way I never thought anyone ever would do.
Oh my god. See, I've used Fantasia a lot to not change race or clan or anything, but to be like, I want different colored eyes, or like, I want a different nose, or something like that. But and I'm just really picky about how my character is. Like,
and I mean, that's fine.
Reason. Amazing.
Yeah, but to use Fantasia for a non-cosmetic reason, that's intense. I mean, that is Fantasia Extreme, maybe even Fantasia Unreal.
It could be. It could be fun if you were using it to be like, oh, my character got in a fight and now one of their eyes has gone blind, so you like make one of their eyes white or something like that. That would be cool. But yeah, to just be like, yeah, no, or like, I'm no longer friends with Naldfell as you. Who did she say was Nymeria is now my best friend? No.
So mad props there. I've been doing some other stuff too, and I guess now's the time to talk about it, even if it's just for a few minutes here. So I watched episode 1 of Chainsaw Man, Megan.
Yeah, just episode 1.
Just episode 1. I've literally my time budgeting has been so effed lately. It's like I'm going to watch at least episode 1 and give it a shot. I did watch episode 1 of Chainsaw Man, and I will say, after having watched it, I'm down to watch more.
Yes. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I will say, there is a certain point where shit really kicks off, and we have not gotten there yet in the anime. me and Ward are both current on the manga, which is running in Shonen Jump, which you can read on the Shonen Jump app, and I highly recommend it. It's like I don't want to overhype it, but like it's my favorite manga ever.
I'm just
like,
really looking forward to anime adaptation.
Yeah, and Ward likes it too, so it's not just that I'm a fucking weirdo with weird taste. I am, but I do think that it has mainstream appeal, to some degree at least, although...
It's picking up. I mean, more people are talking about it.
Yeah, I would say definitely, if you have time, just keep watching it. I know that they're going to get to the point that I'm really excited about in the first season, and anybody who's listening to this that has already read the manga is probably also vibrating with anticipation. But I will say that Chainsaw Man starts out like it still seems like a very typical shonen thing, and then it completely goes off the rails. And when it completely goes off the rails is when it gets really, really good. So it's a good...
It's really depressing for most of it. And it's like, just the first episode, I'm like, man, this guy's like just absolutely sucks. And all he wants is to put some jam on his bread and score with a girl and make sure that his little demon dog is okay.
Well, that's the thing, is like his idea of like even scoring with a girl is like, oh, that's too high of a goal. I'm never gonna get there. My realistic attainable like life goal is putting fruit jam on bread.
Yeah.
And like that's the kind of life lead.
I would say definitely keep watching it. I love Denji. He is a great little gremlin boy who deserves good things. They introduce my other favorite character, who is also an absolute gremlin, who you have not yet met, named Power. I love him and Power's dynamic, and their like sort of keeper / older brother guy, Aki, who is to just kind of put up with their shenanigans and keep them in line. It's a very fun character dynamic, and just the world building that ends up happening in the story is so good and so different and unique, and like, I don't know, it's really fun.
I was getting some pseudo Bleach vibes from it.
A little bit, but I would say that Fujimoto, who's the one who did Chainsaw Man, really, really thought this through. And like, I think that he came up with this unique world concept before he came up with like Chainsaw Man and like how the story was going to go. And I really feel like Bleach is just kind of Tite Kubo is just kind of going day to day. How do I make cool sword shit happen? Like, there's nothing wrong with that. But especially when you get into the later content of Bleach, it just really feels like he's just ass pulling constantly. And he had one really good surprise twist. And then he's like, I gotta make every arc end with a surprise twist, even if it undoes all the other surprise twists that I did before. And it's like, dude, come on, calm down, please. Just build something. Just build something and let it stay.
Yeah, the world building's really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will definitely check out future episodes of it. I'm going to try to make it a goal to watch at least an episode a week. And
yay! They come out on Tuesday.
There.
We
Nice.
call it Chainsaw Tuesday because the manga chapters drop on Tuesday, and so does the anime episodes. So I'm always like, it's Tuesday.
Yep. Thanks to Discord Nitro, I got a month of free Crunchyroll Premium, so I watched it on Crunchyroll. I think you can also watch it on Hulu.
It's on Hulu, but not the dub. The dub's only on... I think it might be on Funimation too, but I don't know. Those two cross over a lot.
Yeah.
Are you watching the dub or the sub?
Actually, on Crunchyroll, I only saw subs. I did not see any dub versions.
I actually started watching the dub because I wanted to make sure it wasn't shit. It's good. It's fun. It's not bad. I actually kind of enjoyed it because I could pay closer attention to the animation, because the animation in this series is just, oh my god.
It's not Muppet. Is it Muppet?
It is Mappa, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Mappa's going nuts with this. Like, just the...
They always do good stuff.
Oh yeah, they always do good stuff. This stuff's amazing. The other anime series that I would definitely recommend for you, Ro, would be the Cyberpunk one on Netflix.
I'm going to get to that eventually too. Just because I'm planning to, whenever I have time to play a new game, I plan to finally play Cyberpunk, just because it's been out long enough. All the bugs and stuff, from what I hear, have been mostly fixed, and a lot of people are playing it now, especially because of that anime. Yeah,
I've been meaning to go back to it. Apparently, they've got like a bunch of Easter eggs from the anime incorporated into the game now.
Yep.
So,
let's see, as far as other stuff I've been up to, not a whole lot. I mean, I've been a bit light on playing Final Fantasy 14 myself, also, just because it's just that kind of point in the cycle I've noticed, where when you get to the 0.8 thing and you're not at the start of hype for the next big content patch yet. By the way, that's next week with the live letter. Now's that time where, Yoshi P says we don't expect you to be playing, every day, every week. If you want to step away from the game and play other stuff, go ahead and play other stuff. This feels like the time to be playing other stuff. So I've been playing a game called Gordian Quest. It's kind of, if you've heard of Slay the Spire, it's like part Slay the Spire, part tactical RPG, part deck builder. It's a pretty crazy game, but I enjoy it.
I don't like card stuff. Ward loves card stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, deck building games, it's all like strategy and like finding other ways to like
to break the system. Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Well, I remember one of our early dates, you like brought to like Magic the Gathering like starter decks.
Yeah,
I tried to get me into it. I enjoyed it. Okay, it was fine, but I was like, yeah, I'm good. That's enough for me.
Well, it's like some people play to play the game, and some people play to like build decks.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know. It's just never. I'm like,
not your bag.
I'm just like, I didn't even like playing Gwent. I didn't even like playing Triple Triad in Final Fantasy VIII. I was just like, I'm here to play game, not cards. Get out of my face. Especially in Witcher 3, Gwent is just fucking everywhere, and it's like,
I love Gwent in Witcher 3. I don't like Gwent in the standalone version though. It's like I only feel like playing Gwent if I'm playing Witcher 3.
The problem is like I've been turned off of playing card games in video games forever because of all the times I had to play POSIC, trying to play the light side and KOTOR 2.
Oh my god.
It's like the only way you can get money and not dark side points is by playing POSIC. So it's like you have to play the card game a million times to get enough money to do anything in the game.
Huh.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. It's like the only way a Jedi to like get money, because they can't. That was the weirdest thing of that game. It's like you can't accept a reward for doing good.
Yeah,
because
do
then
good for its own sake.
Exactly. So you have to be altruistic and like do the right choice in all the different quests and not receive any reward for it. Mm-hmm. But then go and steal all the gamblers' money. That's the right thing to do.
You don't need
and then you're a Jedi. We can Jedi mind trick.
Be compassionate, but also be greedy.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Besides the live letter coming up in about a week, so we'll have a fair bit to talk about there. Another thing I saw on the Lodestone is that there is currently a glam contest for Tactics Ogre Reborn. I guess there was a whole set of armor from Tactics Ogre that was released sometime in Heaven's Ward, and the recent patch just made all of those dyeable. So you can take a screenshot of your character wearing that gear. Here's the reason. The whole reason why I bring this up, though, is because I was like, okay, where do you get this gear? And I look up and say that, and it says that the gear can be found in the Fractal Continuum and Never Reap. And the Fractal Continuum I've done because there's a Triple Triad card there, obviously. Mm-hmm. What the hell? There's a dungeon called Never Reap? How am I still finding out content that I didn't know existed after a whole freaking year?
Oh, because that's right. Because all the like optional dungeons that get added in the side patches
Yeah.
those were not like required for the MSQ.
Yeah.
And so you could just keep going and never unlock them. And
I'm like, how many dungeons do I not know about that I still haven't uncovered? I'm really curious now, because it's
all I can say is you would need to go through like the full A Realm Reborn relic, because that makes you go through like every single level 50 dungeon. And there were so many of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's funny. Having been playing since Heaven's Word is when we started.
Yeah.
Like, you just kind of forget that, like, a bunch of this content is not required for the MSQ, and so a lot of people just, like, haven't gone through it. And so I'll be, like, doing some other content that requires one of the optional dungeons, and it's like, you know, if you have it, if you've already unlocked it, then I'm like, yeah, what, people haven't unlocked this? It's like, oh yeah, no, it's not required. I'm like, oh shit, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, there's just a ton of stuff out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, just hunting for triple triad cards, I unlocked a whole bunch of places I didn't even know were a thing. So it's been an interesting ride. So yeah, I might hop in the Fractal Continuum, grab a few pieces of those armor, dye them, check it out. Of course, dye them red, just not wear red while I'm around Zim. Zim can see red now, though. It's fine.
You just dye the blue. Here you go.
I have no idea what they look like or what this game even is.
That's the thing. There's so many different JRPG games that if I crossovers, I'm like,
I thought it had something to do with Final Fantasy Tactics, you know, like, because they both got tactics in the name, but apparently not. Apparently it's a whole other thing.
I know, it's just like one of those, one more game to add to my list of all these JRPGs that I just haven't played yet.
It's like
we'll play eventually.
A JRPG with tactics in the name, published by Square. No, not that one.
The other one.
No, the other one. Yeah.
The other tactics one. Before we wrap things up, a question I have for both of you. Well, it's kind of a two-parter. I guess the first thing is, we got this live letter coming up next week, so we're going to get like part one or a taste of things that are coming in the next patch. These things supposedly have, I mean, Brandon would probably be a little more knowledgeable on this too. These patches have kind of a set formula or program of like what content we can expect to see from them. So I guess my question for each of you, and we can start with Ward first here, is what do you believe is coming out and that you're pretty sure is coming out, and what do you just want to see in the next patch that, you know, we don't necessarily know is or isn't going to be a thing?
Oh, well, I say the one thing I'm sure is going to be coming out in the next patch is going to be another Alliance raid. So it's always the odd number patches, that have the Alliance raid. And then Agali was a lot of fun. And like I love the armor sets out of there. I still haven't finished collecting all of them. But it's like Agali is really fun. And I really want to see where they're going to take the story and like, you know, tell us more about the origin of the 12 and what's going on there. But it's like, I have to admit, it's like, it's pretty often you get more additions to the relic weapon quests. But it's like, I'm actually kind of excited to have like more Hildebrand to look forward to every single patch. I'm like, please tell me there's going to be more Hildebrand. Please tell me there's going to be more. What am I going to learn about Mr. Poo Poo? Am I going to learn his history? Am I going to learn his, like, is his friend Midgard Sommer? Is that the friend he's lost contact with?
Oh my god, maybe. He's also an alien. Shit. As is the only other alien we've got on our planet.
Oh, man.
I hope that the little stalker boy is dead and we get confirmation. Just like show like some vapor, like his clothes in like a pile of dust, like he got vaporized. That's good.
No, but then there's gonna have like 20 clones of him.
Oh god!
And they're all just gonna like lift her up and like bounce her like these little bombs.
They can't get close to her. That's the whole point. And if they do, I swear to God. Oh Lord, I am just like I hate that little fucking potato man who apparently smells like cheese. It's just like, oh Jesus.
You have any expectations, Meg?
Huh?
You have any expectations for what's going to come out?
Well, if it's going to be the Aglia Part 2, I'm just looking forward to continuing our eternal bonding ceremony with Graha.
Oh, God. Traveling around. Visiting all the shrines.
Getting the blessings of the 12, that's part of it.
Traveling the world.
It's a very romantic location. It's all up in the clouds, got fountains.
Mm-hmm.
It's very pretty. And it's all historical, which is like his thing, It's like we care.
It's like.
We care about his interests.
Mm-hmm.
And it's an adventure. That's what he wants.
Exactly.
It's like a very big adventure, too. And also Kryl is there, so that's nice. She's like his sister, so she's going to be the one that walks him down the aisle.
That's true.
Yeah, and we're gonna have a very nice ceremony. Calling it right now. There's gonna be some weird vague thing, some bonding, whatever, between Mus and Graha. I'm calling it right now, and I'm gonna laugh at Brandon when it happens and be like,
"It's a temporary bonding ceremony."
I don't know.
Not eternal bonding.
It's gonna be some sort of like,
friend bonding.
We need a strong bond to do this thing. Come stand in these circles or some shit. And I'm going to get to be like, this means that old man Franks loves Graha and you can't fight it.
I'm sure that'd make him please a bunch.
Oh, jeez.
So this is going to sound kind of dumb. I mean, I figure we're going to get more Mandeville weapon stuff and yeah, the Alliance raid. And supposedly, from what I've heard, I guess we're supposed to get the new deep dungeon in this 6.3.
Oh, right.
But those aren't the things I'm looking forward to most. The thing I'm looking forward to most is kind of a dumb thing, and it's a very small thing, but it's one of the things that made me first fall in love with 14's endgame gameplay, and that is treasure dungeons.
That's right.
I think I think 0.3 should be the variant version of the treasure dungeon, which in Shadowbringers was the roulette wheel, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing: the variant one should be a roulette wheel, but they've talked about making the treasure dungeon stuff better and different. And when you go into a treasure dungeon, you see all those symbols that are around spinning and stuff. I'm really hoping that they're going to do some sort of new twist on it that's more than just the colored circles on that wheel, but makes use of some of the symbols that are already there and does just some wild, wacky shit.
Oh man, that's so fun. I know I definitely need to go back and do a lot more treasure dungeons, because I think one of the titles that I really want to get eventually before we leave the expansion is Lunia Riche. Lunia Riche. Oh god. It requires a lot.
What do you need for that? Like 100 treasure dungeons or something?
It's 20 times reaching the end.
Oof.
Oh, holy shit.
So
I think I've only been to the end like 4 times.
Yeah, so it's like you have to open enough maps, get enough portals to get into the dungeon, and then choose the right, like left and right, and enough time to get all the way to the end.
Mm-hmm. 20 times. Ooh.
Yeah. Well, I guess if people want 50 million gil, they've got one of those large houses. It's one way to get it.
Yeah.
Did you guys try checking out the new data center?
No, I said I would, but then I just kind of forgot. I have not. I would assume that the housing there is plentiful, but who freaking knows,
Well, that's the thing. It's like I have to imagine all the people who moved from our Ether data center off. That's why I'm seeing like 1 million empty lots right now.
Yeah.
As well as people who just up and left.
Yeah, there's an empty lot just across from the FC right now.
Yeah, we saw. You saw a large empty lot in Ishgard.
Yeah, a large. I think it was in the Free Company. Yeah. Yeah, it's like a large Free Company just up and left. It's totally nuts.
If we had the gil, maybe we could move in Butterscotch Battalion. Oh, I did turn Butterscotch Battalion's Free Company house into a gingerbread house. Because, I mean, really, what else am I going to do? It's butterscotch, for fuck's sake.
Candy.
It's got to be candy. And then I made a throne room of fat cat chairs and, like, the Zand throne.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, a circle of fat cat chairs. So it's like, the council will decide your fate.
It's like rock sugar,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, anybody want to join a free company that has 2 members that show up once a week?
I don't even have any submarines.
It's not very high level. It doesn't have bonuses going very often, but it does have a gingerbread house.
And that's something.
That is something.
All right. Well, I think with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up. A little bit of a shorter show this time, but I mean, we're kind of in that part of the cycle, and we didn't have Brandon derailing us for something for like 5 or 10
We'll
minutes.
have nothing more stuff to talk about next week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely next episode will be much bigger, much more hype. Until that next episode, and we've got all the live layer stuff to talk about. Megan, where can people find you on the internets?
You can find me on Twitter at CatMomMegan. You can get links to my Tumblr for my art and also to my webcomic, which has not been updating because I've been bitten by a cat.
All right. And Ward, I'd ask you, but I already know what the answer is. People can find you through Megan.
Yes, I did download Twitter one more time. So I don't know how long that's going to last.
I don't know how long.
I don't know how long any of us are going to be on Twitter.
Yeah.
Please, anybody, are we moving to Tumblr? What are we doing?
I don't know.
MySpace. Let's go back to MySpace.
Yes!
Kicking it old school.
Dust off my old MySpace, all the like glitter gifts.
I do have one friend.
The freaking like MIDI automatic playing song. You remember? Oh my god, the top 8 friends. Man. Who's going to be in my top 8, huh? Find out next time.
As for
so dramatic. Sorry.
As for Brandon, you can find him on Twitter for now at TheBMat, where you can find links to all the other stuff that he's involved in, including his blog and other podcasts, Plus 5 to Hit, which he's involved in, which I'm also a part of, and we're starting up the campaign I'm DMing again after our summer break very shortly here. Very excited about that. As for this show, you can email us at apodcastreborn@gmail.com. For now, you can find us on Twitter at apodcastreborn. And we are a part of Bonus Roll Productions, so be sure to check us out at bonusroll.gg. Music for this show is provided by Alex McCullough's amazing work. Check out his YouTube channel for more great music. I usually mention one piece of music, but I may be using 2 pieces of music this episode. That's why I said it that way. Link to his channel can be found in the notes for this podcast. Of course, that music and any other derivatives of FF14 music here on the show belongs to Square Enix, and no copyright infringement is intended. Ward, thank you for being on. Look forward to having you on again soon.
My pleasure.
And for Megan, for Ward, for Brandon, and of course for Her Royal Highness Butterscotch, this is Brian Black. Until next time, may your loot rolls be high, your glamour fantastic, and your duties always complete. And I know you're probably sad at the fact that Brandon isn't here for a parting dad joke. Well, I mean, I could try to fill in for him and make one about Harshafant, but honestly, that would be a grave mistake.
Oh!
Bye, everyone!
I think you hurt Warren more than me. I built up an immunity.
Oh.